Good day, folks. This is Greg Judy at Green Pasture Farm. Today I am watching this Jenny because we're pulling it about, I don't know, there's probably close to 2,000 feet to the end here. And we got Dakota, our young our neighborhood high school fella, helping us. He's actually out on spring break, not spring break, winter break, Christmas break. And yeah, kind of nice to have a neighborhood boy. He's learning, and Isaac is teaching him all the ropes. So he's pulling it. What I'm doing, I gotta watch what I'm doing, so quit talking. I could tighten that nut right there in the middle, and that would make it where it wouldn't spin. But he's got about 75 to 100 posts here that he's pulling it through. And I saw Dakota take off his coat. He's getting warm. Oh, I've done it, folks. I'm telling you now. You get that running through a bunch of them holes, and see, you got to do it by hand. You can't use the four-wheeler because then it's not going through your hole as you pull it down your fence line. So it's got to be hand pulled. And so I've got this thing as loose as I can get it, and that's helping Dakota on his end. So I've got to watch my foot. My foot's actually the brake right now. Folks, this is a spinning Jenny. That is a contractor. This is the contractor model from Powerflex. You can buy cheap ones, and I've got some in the scrap heap. They don't work anymore. This one's probably 20 years old, and it's cranking. I did break that screw off, tightened it down too tight, but Doug, my welder friend, can fix that. I just got to get an easy out and get that out of there. So right now we're just using a clamp to hold that one section in place. But folks, there's 4,000 feet of high tensile wire on there. It's 170,000 PSI, and it's probably some of the best wire you can get. It's galvanized. It is high tensile. You can pull a truck with that stuff, but don't put a kink in it. You put a kink in it, I mean a tight kink, you need to cut that kink out and put a crimp there because it will break. You can go ahead and put it up on here, that kink. After you straighten the kink out, it's gonna break. So just go ahead and, you shouldn't have a kink in it though. If you watch what you're doing, if you got somebody like me that's watching the Jenny, you won't get a kink in it. Yeah, boy, my foot's getting sore stopping that thing. I'm just trying to hit it. See, when he stops, when he slows down to put it in that hole, that's when it back spins on you. I'm gonna use my other foot. There we go, that's better. We've already got one done. We did the short section along this private. I've got it. There's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 of us that have an easement. We all maintain this road now. It's called Macaulay Road. We've already got that one put in. It's a short section going down to the gate. This is our longest section right here. I like these. You know, you pull, 2,000 or 3,000 feet of wire after your poster, and you do that 5 times, your fence is done. And Isaac brought the springs and the tensioners, everything with him. And so he's gonna put those in the middle, so they're pulling from each direction. I bet Dakota's wondering if he's ever gonna get to the end of that. He's getting close. He's going down a little bit of a hill now, so he's got that going on for him. This is our insul tube right there. That's what you put on when you're close to something that might ground out, like over here. You see they put one on. They put one on by that tensioner. That's just to be safe, where your high tensile doesn't come in contact with your ground wire. Because we're running a hot on the bottom, ground hot, ground hot. So it's a 5-wire fence, tremendously effective. You know, you keep 7 to 10,000 volts in that wire. And you move your animals, folks. Don't put them in and set stock them and give them the whole farm. Animals don't get hungry. Guess what? They don't get out. They don't get out. They're not looking for a place to get out. I gotta watch. He's probably going, what are you doing, Greg? You stopped my pulling. He's getting close. I can see the top of his head way down there. See, if I don't do this, that wire will come off and get underneath that Jenny, and then you got a wreck. He's got to be close. You're on a major highway, folks. This is a very busy highway. There's cars coming by here probably every minute to two. In the morning, it's just, you know, people going to work. So you want a good fence on your perimeter. You want to protect your animals. You don't want somebody hitting one of them. And I sure don't want anybody hitting any of my animals. That's not the way to stay in business if you're in the ranching business. It's a good way to go broke. Because, you know, if an animal would get through a makeshift fence and get out on the highway and somebody hits it, in Missouri, you're liable. Okay? That's just the way it is. And you've lost an animal. Not only did you hurt somebody else possibly if they hit it, if they hit your animal, you've lost the animal. Now they're hurt. You've probably destroyed their vehicle. And you're like, well, I thought that polywire would keep them in. No, polywire is a great wire to rotate animals out on your farm with. They are not a good wire fence to put out along a highway. Because if a deer runs through it or a tree falls on it or whatever, it's just not durable like this is. This is 170,000 PSI. I mean, look at that fence. I mean, that's just a sharp looking fence. And Isaac put the tensioners right there past that low spot, so you had a straight pull. And you get 5 springs on it. One of the things that we started doing, and we're gonna go back and fix some of these, but this is the proper way to put them in, folks. Offset them. Don't put them directly underneath each other. Isn't that awesome? Boy, I'm telling you now, Isaac's done enough of them now. He's got this down. You don't want this spring right on top of this spring. Okay, you want them offsetting. Yep. And you want this loop to go around like that. And how do you get that on there? Well, that's a whole different video. I'll show you on another video how you do that, because it's not, it's so easy, but you sit there and look at it and you scratch your head and like, how did they get that high tensile wire through there and put that crimp on there like that? You know, you just have to watch the boys do it. But we did, I went ahead, there's a little wimpy gate on here. It was 1.25 inches, a little pipe gate, weak hinges on it, just a bad looking gate. And so I bought a 2-inch. I bought a 2-inch red heavy duty gate, good heavy hinges on it. That's what's going to be put in here. And so what I did is I took the skid steer and the bucket, and because this was an old gravel driveway here, there's gravel in here, and to take and dig down in that with a spade and dig you a trench along there, it would have taken you hours. With that skid steer, I did it in, I don't know, a minute, 2 minutes. You see, we buried this. So this is a 3/4 inch polyethylene, high density polyethylene. And here's our 2 cables going through. So this is the hot. Isaac stripped the coating off the hot. This is my ground. He didn't strip that off yet. So these will be connected to this side once we get this wire up. Panhandle Eastern was out here the other day. And he wanted to make sure we didn't drive a post through his fence, and I through his pipe. And so he literally had a metal probe, and he stuck it down in the ground right there and hit the pipeline. Folks, that pipeline's about 2 foot down. Yeah, so we're out of danger with that. We're not gonna be messing with that pipeline. I better get back here to work. I just had to show y'all what we're doing here. This fence is gonna come along good now. I bet we have this frontage done in, shoot, the way Isaac's cranking down through there, probably an hour. We'll build, well, it's close to half a mile. We're gonna do that in about an hour. Now that the posts are driven, the corners are in, and everything's ready to go. That's what takes all the time. Folks, y'all have a good one, and we'll see you next time.